name is Janet Oulis, and I'm a visible woman.
I'm Gilda Jaffe, and I am a visible woman.
Hi, I'm Johanna Riquier, and I'm a visible woman.
I'm Sharon Anaja, and I am a visible woman.
Hi, I'm Petra Ravel, and I'm a visible woman.
Hi, I'm Lola Bijude, and I am a visible woman.
I'm Liz Hobbs, and I am a visible woman.
I'm Francie Jean Lewis, and I'm a visible woman.
I am Stella Lieben, and I am a visible woman.
I'm Mildred Talabi, and I am the founder of Visible Women Tribe. I would love for you to be a part of our community of businesswomen and female leaders who are committed to building a brand where they are seen, heard, and remembered for all the right reasons. Come and join us today. Embrace the sisterhood. Visit www.visiblewomentribe.com to register. Good afternoon. I am literally grinning. I am grinning ear to ear because I love that trailer so much. I love. I'm sorry. If this is your first time seeing me, please excuse me for the next couple of weeks, yeah? Because I am going to be playing that Visible Women trailer a lot because it's a new project that I've just launched, a new membership community for women. In fact, it's more than a community. I see it as a movement, women who really want to be visible in their lives. We're focusing on work life, but when you're visible in your work life, it spreads out beyond that. So that is the promo video. It's literally hot off the press this week, and I love it. So every time I see it, I'm grinning. I'm literally grinning. So good afternoon, and welcome to my lunchtime live session. You visible woman. If you're not officially a visible woman, please go to www.visiblewomentribe.com and sign up. But today we are going to talk about being visible, right? We're going to talk about being visible. This is day 2 of my lunchtime live training that I'm doing this week, just this week alone. So if you're tuning in, this is day 2 of 4. We got Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Hello. We got today, and then we got Thursday, and we got Friday, and then we're done. So that's what we're doing today. If you're tuning in, I would love to hear from you. I would love a hello from where you are. Where are you in the world? Is it morning? Is it afternoon? Is it evening? Maria Santos says, good morning. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, Yvonne. Good morning, Sandy. Not morning, Eugenia. You're here in the UK. So afternoon, Eugenia. Good afternoon, Eugenia. Sophie, good to see you. And thank you. Sophie says she loves the trailer. Thank you, Sophie. So do I. I do not think I'm going to get enough. I'm not going to get tired of it anytime soon. So please don't get tired of it, because I'm certainly not going to get tired of it. But I'm so happy to have you here, ladies. I am so happy to have you here. And it's so good to have you here because we are going to discuss in this lunchtime live session with Mildred, me. Just in case you don't know, Mildred Talabi, go check out my LinkedIn profile. It tells you a whole lot more about what I do. But nutshell is I'm a LinkedIn visibility coach for women in business. I help women build visible and profitable brands using LinkedIn as a platform. But I have recently just launched Visible Women Tribe. So I am the founder of Visible Women Tribe, which is a global membership community of women who are being seen, heard, and remembered for all the right reasons. And I would love you to be part of it. Join us. Today's session, this week, we are talking about the 4 reasons to start being visible. 4 reasons to start being visible. 4 reasons because it's over 4 days, and we are taking on 1 a day. Abby, hello, good to see you. Well done. Good for tuning in. I'm so happy to see you here. Awesome. So we are talking about 1 thing a day. We are tackling 1 topic a day. 4 reasons to start being visible. Because here's the thing: if you are not visible in your business, no one's going to buy from you. No one, because they just don't know that they can. They don't know. A lot of the time that businesses fail, you know, the statistics says that most new businesses fail within the first 3 years of business. You know, a lot of the time that businesses fail is that you put so much effort, you have this great idea or this great service or this great product, and you're like, this is going to be amazing. People will love it. And in fact, people will love it. But so many people spend so much time building the business, but very little time marketing the business. And that is the difference between a successful business and a business that dies within 3 years, is marketing. And what is marketing essentially? Visibility. Is being visible, is building visibility for yourself, for your product, for your service, for your brand. It is the lifeblood of business. That's why I am passionate about getting you visible. I'm passionate about this because it's important, because you have a great message, you have a great service, you have a great product. But the only thing that's missing is nobody can find you because you are not visible and you're not being seen, heard, and remembered for all the right reasons. So today is your day to start being visible. So that's what this series is all about. And reason number 1, yesterday we spoke about on why you should start being not start being reasonable. We don't want to start, well, we can start being reasonable, but reason number 1 on why you should start being visible that we talked about yesterday is that it builds your confidence. Now, a lot of people think that you need to be visible to be you need to be confident to be visible. But actually, when you start being visible and you take those little tiny steps, it builds your confidence and more of it comes. You know, to he who has, more will be given. So if you've already got some, then you start doing it, you get more. But if you have a little and you don't do anything with it, it never grows. It just never grows. So start taking little steps to being visible, and that will help build your confidence. That's reason number 1 for being visible. Reason number 2, we're going to talk about today. We are absolutely going to talk about today. Hi, Angela. Good to see you. LinkedIn user says, great to catch you live. I'm so happy you're catching me live, but I don't know who you are because it doesn't show me your name for some reason. But I'm so happy you're here anyway. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So reason number 2 for being visible, we are going to talk about today. So today's topic, which is reason number 2, is why you need to be visible. Reason number 2 today, we're talking about because you need to establish your expertise. Being visible helps to establish your expertise. That's what we're going to cover today. Now, today, if you follow me on LinkedIn, you would have seen, and if you don't follow me, you better get to following me, right? Let's connect, you know, at least click the follow button so you can see my content, you know. But today I did a poll because I genuinely wanted to know people's opinions on this. And I put a poll out and I said, you know, what in your opinion makes someone an expert? You know, what makes someone an expert? Is it their knowledge? Is it their experience? Is it their visibility? Or is it something else? Now, I only put it out this morning. So that was about four hours or so ago. And I've got like over 150 people have responded. And the most people said their experience. You know, that's the one that's got about well over 50%. Most people said experience. And the second after that was knowledge. Now, about 5% of people said visibility. Interesting. It's interesting. And I will tell you why it's interesting in a minute, right? And I would like to know from you, you may have already voted in a poll, but real quickly, before I tell you why the visibility is interesting, what in your view makes somebody an expert? If you had to pick experience, knowledge, visibility, or something else, even if you don't know what that something else is, but you think it's something else or all of the above. Don't say all of the above. That's cheating. I want you to pick one. I want you to pick one that's the most important to you when you feel like somebody's an expert. What is it? Is it their knowledge? Is it their experience? Is it their visibility? What sways you the most? Drop it in the comments and let me know what sways you the most, because I have an interesting take on this. And as I said in the poll today, loads of people put experience as the first thing, as the main thing that they consider when they view somebody as an expert. Abby, can we still view yesterday? Yes, you can. If you go to my LinkedIn profile and you just go to my post, you'll be able to see my previous post and the replay from yesterday's session. Or even quicker than that, if you follow the hashtag Visible Woman Tribe, it will take you to all my posts, and that will get you there quickly. So yes, so you can view the replay. And if you're watching this on replay, let me know, hashtag replay, right? Like this, share it if it's useful to you. I'd love you to get it out there. Sophie says experience. So experience, you're saying, is what's most important. So that's like what most people voted in the poll. Most people said experience and then followed by knowledge. Somebody else says knowledge here in the comments, LinkedIn user. Experience, knowledge. Barely anybody said visibility. Barely anybody said visibility. A few people did, you know, and it was interesting. Angela, you're saying visibility now. Is that for brownie points? Because of what we're talking about today. I love it. I love it. But yeah, but barely anybody in the poll said visibility. So I have another question for you. Now, let me know if you've heard of the saying, the quote that says, how does it go again? It says, if a tree falls in a forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? If you've heard of that, let me know in the comment. You know, if a tree falls in a forest, if a tree falls in a forest, a bit of a tongue twister. If a tree falls in a forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you heard that quote before? And let me know in the comments if you've heard that quote before. Does it make a sound? So a tree's in the forest, it falls. Does it make a sound? Yes or no? Now, that question has been debated for centuries. And if you look at it up online, you will find answers. People saying yes, people saying no, and all kinds of deep stuff that I'm not going to go into now. But that, when I talk about the topic that we're going to talk about today, that's the quote that came to me and it made me think of that. So Sophie says, no, I haven't heard of it. But yeah, look it up. There's big debates around this. So if a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? The reason it made me think of the topic that we're talking about today is because I will ask you a sort of similar question based on this. And that's, if an expert is an expert, but nobody knows about it, are they still an expert? Think about it. That's a deep question, right? At least I think it's a deep question. If an expert is an expert, but nobody knows about it, are they still an expert? Thoughts on paper, write your essay questions and send them to me by mail. but really, this is what I think of when it comes to the topic of expertise and visibility. A lot of people think that what makes an expert is, the knowledge, the experience, etc. And as I said, few people ever think of visibility as something that makes an expert. So let me put it to you this way. Thelma says that's deep. Thank you. I quite like that. I can be deep sometimes. But really, you have to think about it, that if you're an expert and nobody knows that you're an expert, are you still an expert? Now, you can answer this in a yes or no way. Yes, because of the fact that if you go down the mindset of, what makes you an expert is your knowledge and it's your experience and how many years you've been doing something and how deep you know something. Yes, you can go down that avenue and you can say, yes, you are an expert. But for the purpose of other people, now, if no one knows the depth of knowledge that you have and nobody knows your level of experience, and in your own house, in your own space, you are an expert, but nobody else knows about it, are you still an expert? Question. I have an answer for that. But before I give you that answer, hi Mumtaz, good to see you on here. Before I give you that answer, I want to pose something else. And it's this: knowledge versus expertise. Now, I believe, and I actually read this in a book as well, which really confirmed it. And I was like, oh, yes, the book is by Thomas J. Stanley. He's the guy who did The Millionaire Next Door and all of that. It wasn't in that book, it's a different book. But so this whole idea of knowledge versus expertise, what separates somebody who is knowledgeable from somebody who is an expert? What do you think separates the two? I want your answers in the comments. Quick answers off the top of your head. What separates somebody who is knowledgeable from somebody who is an expert. How do we distinguish the two? Someone who has knowledge and somebody who's an expert in their field. What's the difference? You know, so Thelma says, I think an expert's validation is also, oh, let me put it on the screen. Hi, Ona Jute, good to see you here. I think an expert's validation is also invisibility. If people doesn't know about your expertise, then it means you may not have the skill or knowledge, but if people don't know you, you're not an expert to have. And just my thoughts. I like your thoughts, Thelma. I like your thoughts. Don't worry. They're not just thoughts. They're important. I like them. So, and I'm going to come to them. Sophie says, I would say yes, but the problem is that nobody knows about it. Okay. Yep. I hear you. Mumtaz says experience. She values experience and expertise. But okay, let's go back to the question I asked. So knowledge versus expertise. Now, what is the difference between somebody who is knowledgeable and somebody who is an expert? I'm going to put it to you like this, that there's one word that separates the two. And that word, surprise, surprise, if you're going to guess what it is, that word is visibility. Now, don't be shouting at me and saying, I don't agree with that. I don't believe that, because trust me, I'm telling you, this is true. The word is visibility because it's all about perception. It's all about perception. Now, I will tell you this. Some of you don't know this, but my background as a journalist, I trained as a journalist. I worked in the media for a while, worked in PR communications, all of that. And one of the things that you do as a journalist or in PR and all of is you book experts, you know, you feature experts in publications. I've been featured as an expert in many things, you know, right? You feature them in publications, and guess who gets booked the most when it comes to expertise? I will tell you this, it's not the person who knows the most. It's the person who is seen the most. It's the person who is most visible. So the thing that separates you and the person, so let's say you're the expert, you know, in fact, let's say if you're just knowledgeable and you're not visible, you are just somebody with knowledge. But if you're knowledgeable and you're visible, the perception that you put out there now is that you are an expert in your field. Now, nobody's going to be digging into your LinkedIn resume or CV or all of that to find out whether or not you're truly an expert and how many decades of experience have you had and how deep is the knowledge. Most people are not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Some will, you know, some will for research, some will. But for the most part, in terms of perception, if you are not visible and not visibly known in your field of work, then you are not perceived as an expert. That is the thing, you know? So again, that question about if the tree falls in the middle of the forest and makes a sound, you know, does it make a sound if it falls and if no one's around to hear it? The answer is, it doesn't. It doesn't. It does make a sound, but if no one hears it, it doesn't make a sound because nobody's heard the sound. So if you are an expert and nobody knows that you are an expert, are you really an expert? And I'm going to tell you the answer is no. And do not take that personal. It's not because you don't know what you know. It's not because you don't have the experience that you have. It's because people just don't perceive you that way because they don't see you enough. They don't see you enough doing the things that you're meant to be known for. They don't see you enough, you know, speaking about your area of expertise or whatever it is that you're doing. They don't see you enough. Visibility is all about being seen, heard, and remembered. And if you are not visible, you will not be seen, heard, and remembered by your target audience. Therefore, you will not be perceived as an expert in your field. So you do need to become visible. That is my thing. It's a no-brainer. I think it's a no-brainer. That you have to become visible to be perceived as an expert. Of course, you do the things that you do behind the scenes as well to improve your expertise. Learn, read the books. Don't pretend you are what you know. But if you do all of that and you are not visible, it's almost a waste. almost a waste, you know? Okay, so if you, people say interest and perspective. Yes, it is, you know. Visibility highlights your knowledge and people see you as an expert. Absolutely. Good question, Mumtaz. Mumtaz says, so how do you make yourself visible? I like that question. And I'm going to answer it a bit. I'm going to answer it because that in itself is a whole seminar. It's a whole workshop. You know, that is a whole seminar and a whole workshop. And in fact, In fact, Mumtaz, right? Putting your question back on here. In fact, this question is exactly the kind of stuff that we will be delivering training on Invisible Women Tribe. So this is a great segue to tell you to join my tribe, because Visible Women Tribe, I think you came in a bit late, so you may not have seen the trailer, but Visible Women Tribe is all about a network of women who are committed to being visible, you know, building visible brands, building profitable business. And we're doing it together. There's a real community vibe. But one of the things that we will be doing as part of this tribe is training on how can you make yourself more visible? How can you be seen as an expert in your field? How can you attract that attention from your target audience? How can you position yourself in a way whereby your credibility is seen? Because there's no point doing all the great stuff that you're doing and nobody knows about it. You need to start being visible. So join my Visible Women Tribe. That's answer number one. VisibleWomenTribe.com. Come and join us. It's a membership group, but cancel anything, rolling contract, you know, but go and check it out. VisibleWomenTribe.com, you know, and then that will really help you with that. But to give you some points for today. Oh, and I forgot to mention, of course, if you join this month, you will get a free signed copy of my book, Start Being Visible. This itself is 15 quid on Amazon. So that covers most of the membership costs, right? So go check it out, VisibleWomenTribe.com. Everybody who joins this month gets a free signed copy of my LinkedIn playbook, Start Being Visible, which walks you through everything that you need to know about building a visible brand on LinkedIn. So I would definitely go there. But okay, so question, how do you be visible? Now, there is lots, as I said, we can't go into all of this session, but LinkedIn visibility, we are doing this on a platform. And I know that there's some people watching on Facebook and you might be watching on YouTube as well. And that is all good. If you have a business that caters to professional, if you have a service-based business, you need to find yourself on LinkedIn. You need to find yourself on LinkedIn, because this is an awesome platform to build visibility and build your expertise, you know. So 2 simple things you can do to build visibility on LinkedIn. Number 1 is share content. Without content, you are not visible. You know, you have to share content. So that's how people will see you. I'm not just talking about putting any old rubbish out there. You know, there's guidelines to this. And as I said, in the tribe, we help you through this kind of stuff. But you need to share content. You know, that makes you visible. And of course, the second thing is you need to engage with other people's content. That also makes you visible. But you have to be strategic about this. But I really want you to understand that the most important thing you can do is to establish your expertise is to start being visible on LinkedIn. Start being visible on LinkedIn. Start being visible. If you're on a different social media platform and it happens to be the one that meets your target audience, then you can start being visible there. But if you want to be perceived as an expert, if you have the expertise and you want people to know about it, there's no escaping the fact that you need to start being visible, start showing up in a way that really helps people to know that. So if you have any further questions on this, feel free to drop it in the comments, you know, drop it in the comments in terms of the specifics on how you go about doing it. As I said, that's a more detailed session and we will cover that at some point in future. Definitely within the tribe, we will cover that. But drop your questions in and let me know your thoughts. So has this been an aha moment for you, you know, because as I said in the beginning, I put this poll out and loads of people said experience and they said knowledge, but very few people said visibility as an important factor of establishing your expertise. So, and that is actually, I think, more important than the other 2. It really is more important than the other 2, because when you have that together, visibility is what builds your brand. It's what builds your business, you know, and just as an add-on, because I think somebody said this on one of the comments on my poll as well. They said that maybe somebody who's an introvert could be an expert and struggle with visibility, you know, so that doesn't necessarily disqualify them as an expert. So this is not about disqualifying anybody at all. Nobody's been disqualified. Your expert credentials are yours. You know, you got the knowledge, you got the experience. Nobody's disqualifying that. This is all about the perception of other people have of you as an expert. And you might say, well, it doesn't matter. But if you're running a business, it matters. Because experts are the ones who are fully booked with a waiting list. Experts are the ones who get invited to media, and get attention and PR, and that actually adds more people, lets more people know about them. Experts are the ones who don't have to work too hard to sell their products or their services. Experts are the ones that people are coming to you. And I get this, I'm telling you, I get this a lot. I get more people approach me about my services than I approach other people, because of my positioning. I am visible on LinkedIn. Of course, I have to be. I preach this thing, right? But honestly, experts get the best opportunities. And, and that is what we're going to be talking about tomorrow, actually. We're going to be talking about, so reason number 3 or 4, we're going to be talking about tomorrow is another reason that you have to, you have to start being visible. And that's to do with opportunities. What kind of opportunities can you get when you start being visible? So we are going to wrap up today's session. And I really hope this has been eye-opening for you. So as I said, I would love you to join our tribe, visiblewomantribe.com. It's a brand new community. Right now, we're opening membership. At some point, as it spreads like wildfire, right? Now we're going to have so many members. We're going to be a lot more selective on who we let in. So if you want to be part of it, now is the chance to be part of it, to be part of an online community of women who support each other on this journey. We're well into personal development and training and all of that kind of stuff. So you're growing in the membership as well, and you're socializing, and you're getting to meet people from all over the world, because we are global, right? We are global. Thank you, Zoom. Thank you, Internet. Thank you, LinkedIn. Thank you, all of you people, right? We are a global organization, and we don't have to leave our front door to be global. And I would love you to be part of it. So join our tribe. Go to visiblewomantribe.com and get signed up to that. So, and as I said, everybody who signs up this month, you get a free signed copy of my awesome LinkedIn playbook, Start Being Visible, which will help you with everything you need to know about building a visible brand on LinkedIn. We cover content in there, engagement, audience, profile, all of the good stuff. It's all in the book. So thank you, ladies and guys, whoever you guys in. I am about to head out, but I will be back here tomorrow lunchtime at the same time, 1 o'clock British summer time. So I would love to see you there. So tune in and have a great rest of the afternoon. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.